After 4 straight defeats, the joy of a first win of the season was short-lived for coach Thorsten Fink as he took his Hamburg side to Borussia Mönchengladbach on Wednesday night. Lucien Favre's men, meanwhile, had failed to build on an opening day victory with 2 draws and a defeat to their name. We joined the game at Borussia Park in the 9th minute. Well, Borussia were unbeaten in 3 Bundesliga games against Hamburg and had lost just 1 of their last 7 clashes with the Red Shorts. Foles came on the attack here. De Jong just going wide after good work from Hanker and Westermann. Well, Hamburg were on a high, having ended Dortmund's 31-game run without defeat in the Bundesliga. And they continued to show here until Rudnevs with the opportunity here. Man who just come in from Lech Poznan, the extra classes top scorer last season. After 23 minutes though, there was a chance here. What a strike this is from Raphael van der Vaart, the man who has really completely enlivened Hamburg's attack since his arrival from Tottenham Hotspur in the summer. Dutchman's been directly involved in 8 games in his 6 Bundesliga games for Hamburg. Either side of that break, of course. Hanover has scored 5 goals in back-to-back games since he joined them again from Spurs. And this added to that total. Hamburg continuing to come forward. All this set up by the long ball from Adler, and in the end, a block shot by Tony Janša from Ivo Ilisevic, who scored in that win over Dortmund at the weekend. Well, Arango's corner set up some trouble for Hamburg in the box. Marco Westermann a bit pushed in the back by Bajelj from his header, but no goal there. 7 minutes for half-time. However, there was a goal here just a moment later as Martin Stranzl, the centre-back for Gladbach, came in and equalised from a corner by Håvard Nordveit. Doesn't score many goals. And did this only his 2nd ever for Borussia Mönchengladbach. But the Austrian international centre-back scoring what looked like an important goal at that time. However, hadn't figured on Artyom Rudnevs at the other end. This also before the break. Lovely ball into the middle. And the Latvian losing his marker, Tony Janša. Joy for Thorsten Fink, and indeed for everybody else on the bench. Last season was very much a building year. This season hadn't started off much better, but that victory over Dortmund really giving them some hope. At half-time, Lucien Favre was not a happy bunny, as you can see. I wouldn't have liked to have been in the dressing room for that half-time talk. Well, it didn't get any better for them in the second half. Dennis Aitken coming out and giving a red card to the goal scorer Martin Stranzl, whose protest of a dive by Ilisevic fell on deaf ears. Croatian international had the better of him, and really there was no real opportunity other than to send him off for the very well-placed referee. Well, Van der Vaart stepped up for the penalty, but he was to have mixed fortunes about this match, the same as Stranzl. Having scored the goal for Hamburg in the first half, he couldn't finish this off and hit the post. And this miss was to prove costly later on in the game. Hamburg, though, continued to pile forward. They had their chances in this match. Good save from ter Stegen, from Ilisevic again, who was proving problematic down the left-hand side. Thorsten Fink, though, didn't want all that good work against Dortmund to go to waste. Juan Arango can curl in a decent free kick, and he almost managed to pull one out of the bag again. A lot of the crowd inside Borussia Park thought he'd actually scored, the Venezuelan, but the net he rippled was the side netting on the outside of the post. So to a free kick again. Arango this time bending it in, and into the back it went. Alvaro Dominguez with the strike. A minute into injury time. Rene Adler furious with the defenders in front of him. But nevertheless, a terrific way for Alvaro Dominguez to score his first Bundesliga goal. Gladbach out of jail at the last moment to ruin Fink and Hamburg's hopes of a second consecutive victory. Hamburg rise to 14th, whilst Gladbach, after failing to win again, fall a place to 10th.